Hello everyone. Today we're going to design the orbling obtaining system. I looked at this already. Hey Hardy, you're pretty fast today. Welcome, welcome. I already looked at the notes. You can stream from the bus? Holy shit, man. Back in my day, you could not do that. Should allow. Gotcha. I'm not sure if gotcha is the correct term here. But we will look how it will end up. Ja, okay, aber da gibt's ja auch keinen Empfang, ne? Dankeschön. Bye bye. Okay. So we do have this thing, which is a genus with species. We will probably have from these things. So let's see. You normally would go into a cave. Let's say this is a cave. And you can find on the floor An inactive orbling. We do pick it up, and then we have to bring it somewhere. Now, I'm not sure if it's in the temple or in the island itself. I guess for now we bring it to the temple. And in the temple, we have something, I don't know, it could be the orbling manager. We put the orbling inside. And now we can do something with it. I guess this orbling will spawn with something that is already set here, which says you are this genus with this species. Man, today I'm so tired and it's so warm. So let's say if we battle with other orblings and defeat one orbling, we get 1 activation energy or whatever we get. And we can spend it on these parts. So if we want to, in quotations, hatch this orbling or activate it, we put it in here. And then we have to spend activation energy to have a chance of 25% of it to activate and stay with us, or activate and leave us with 75%. If I don't add activation energy and just put it in here, it will just give us merge energy and then leave. So we have to find a lot of these or whatever. I have to balance this out so that the merge energy is never too few and not abundant at that scale that it gets irrelevant. Or do I just mix it with activation energy? Okay, let's play around with this thing. If we don't have a merge energy thing, this guy goes here, gets activated with 0, so it flees or returns. How much activation energy would we get? Like 3? What if I spend 3 and then it activates? Do I now get more activation energy back? Make sure orbling is not dark, but something like pulsating to indicate it does still perceive its surroundings. This is maybe important to explain some things, like if we put it in here and then we put more energy in it, we should be able to explain that, yeah, he knows that you put extra energy, so now he likes you more or something like that. So I guess we will not do it with activation energy because it makes no sense. If you put in an activation energy, it shouldn't give us more back. But then again, how much merge energy do we get and how much does merging cost? This is something to balance out. Percentage to stay with us. When not, comma, will give merge energy instead. Okay, let's say we put in so much energy in here. Do we also have like a cap on how much energy we can have? Capping the number would be primarily for the reason that you do not have too much excess energy that it is then trivial. Maybe I can do a cap, but I make it upgradable. And in the last upgrade it is so big that you can maybe activate, I don't know, 15 fully powered orblings. Or 10 maybe. So looking at this graph, that would be 14 for one. Maybe this one has 4, then it's a even thing. No, it's not even, but it's 15. With the 15s you can work better. We say we can power up 10 orblings fully, that would be 150, and I think that's a good number. That would mean you can hatch 1 formation plus 1 orbling. Make. Something like this. Okay. So we can walk around, go into our cave, find an active orbling, bring it back to the temple, and then try to activate it. If you don't put excess energy, it will just fly away. If we add activation energy, there is a chance it will stay with us. If it does not stay with us, it will give us merge energy when it is leaving. Does it give us merge energy when it's staying? It should, right? We should say, no matter of staying or leaving. No matter if staying or leaving, comma, we get merge energy. Do we get more merge energy if we put in more activation energy? I say no. Also, is HP this energy, this activation energy? Or is this another pool? What happens if an orbling dies? Does it get deactivated? Or is that a new state? What causes them to lose energy? If we say activation energy is nothing else than HP pool, then are our healing items also activation energy? What's the point of healing items then? I guess we shouldn't. Could be something different. Makes a little... Should I go that route and think about what if HP is activation energy? Man. I mean, I want to add items in here too. So what if that thing has 3 item slots? And healing items do give us action energy. Does it then mean that if we are outside the combat, that we can use the collected energy as health? I would say no, because you need the temple device to put them in. Okay, then what makes it so that an inactive orbling, if you pick it up, why can't we just use a revive item on them? What if our orbling gets to HP 0 and is now KO? And if KO means inactive, we can use revive. Why can't we use revive on orblings that are not in our possession? I mean, the activation I can still somehow explain. But the revive? Oh, now I'm coming up with a dangerous idea. What if your orbling is inactive? And if it stays inactive for too long, it loses all its progress. And you have to activate it again with the temple. I mean, I could make it so that it takes 1 hour or something to be fully inactive. Let's say you can only revive orblings with the restoration item if they are not fully inactive, just KO. What if they become fully inactive? Do they lose everything? Or does it remember you if you then revive it again? I think I like the idea that you can now explain what fully inactive can mean. Because in the wilds, if you have an inactive orbling, as in you fight an orbling in the wild and it gets KO'd, it flies away into some kind of energy and it replenishes itself, probably. Hey, Neko! How are you, man? Welcome, welcome. Yeah, designs are always scary at first. But in the end, you see the end product in the game, and then everything makes sense. This is a rare case where you can see my thought process in building not only the mechanic itself, but also including all the world elements into it, so it makes sense, as in lore-wise. If you want, I can explain to you what I'm thinking right now and what connections I am drawing, which then has consequences of my full game design. Okay, so right now I'm building the system where you can go in the islands and you can find an inactive orbling. An inactive orbling is an orbling that's in the cave on the floor and you can pick it up. You pick it up and you bring it to the temple to power it. Now if you power it, you have the option to add some more energy, we call here right now activation energy, to make it likely that it will follow you. If you put no energy and just activate it, it is then flying around again. It gives you some kind of new energy, we call merge energy, not important right now. And then it flies away, probably to the place you picked it up from, and just does an orbling thing, like whatever orblings do, they fly around. If you give it like 3 activation energy you collect from defeating other orblings, it has a 25% chance that it will like you and stay with you, and then you can use them in your formations. If you take more and so on, you have 100% chance you have it. This is the simple system. So the orbling can choose, or you have the illusion that it can choose to stay with you or not, because it likes you or not. Now I was thinking about what makes an orbling inactive. Is the fighting in battle and one of the orblings gets KO'd the reason, or one of the reasons why an orbling can be inactive? So let's say we fight, an orbling of ours gets KO'd. Now, can I use activation energy to replenish its HP? What about restoration or res items, the resurrection items? Can I use resurrection items on inactive orblings to make them fly again? Can I use HP items to power this thing? Now, this was my first questions, and I tried to get some things sorted. One thing is clear: I do not want to use resurrection items to be able to activate inactive orblings in caves. That would break my world. So I was thinking, yeah, okay, maybe you do have some item slots, which we will probably use for other things anyway, to power your orbling. Maybe you can even use HP items here to power one of these blocks, so you don't have to use your activation energy. And maybe if you're in the overworld, you can not use the activation energy you collected because you don't have the temple device. You cannot just siphon in your energy. So you need your items to put it back to full health again. But still problem with the resurrection. I don't want to use resurrection on inactive orblings, but I want to use it for orblings that are KO'd in battle. So I was thinking, what if your orbling gets KO'd and then you have some time, let's say maybe 1 hour or less or whatever, to use a resurrection item or use a resurrection skill to get him to full health again, or to get his KO status away. But if this timer passes, it turns into an inactive orbling, like the one we found in the cave. So not only would we be able to explain what an orbling uses for energy, we could explain what HP could be, but we also have now this element where you now see life how an orbling can turn into an inactive orbling. And if it's inactive, you cannot resurrect it anymore. You have to bring it to a temple, bring it to a device where you can put in activation energy again. So now the interesting part. Let's say our orbling got fully inactivated. We bring it to a temple. If we don't use energy, does it flee? Do we lose all our progress with that orbling? I mean, you as player can choose to add as many energy as you want to have it 100% again, so it stays with you. But do I want them to be able to flee if you catch them once? Do they lose the trust to you if they fully lose their energy? What would you say? Also, if they fully inactivate, do they lose all their levels and stuff? You did? I didn't. Yeah, I also think it's a good idea. Because, yeah, okay, maybe you don't have enough activation energy, then go out there, collect activation energy, and come back. But now we have the problem. We can soft lock us. Let's say we don't have money. We don't have activation energy, and all of our orblings are inactive. What do we do now? How do we get a fighting orbling again so we can go up and fight? Game over? I think I don't want to make a game over. You could make a very bad decision and then have a game state where you cannot get your stuff back. I need some kind of safeguard here. But what? What could we do to safeguard this? Okay, so we say that if they lose HP 0 and then after something happens they get inactivated, you have to get them back, and if you don't do full thingy, they might just lose interest in you and fly into the distance. What I probably don't want is, though, that they lose their status. I don't want them to lose their levels and so on. Maybe their experience points. That's okay. But not all of the other stuff. So if an orbling that is inactivated keeps its memory, do inactivated orblings that we find, do they already have levels and so on? Do I keep them as blank? I mean, for game reasons and for balancing and for just having fun, I would wish to have blank orplings to find, right? A blank slate without anything in them, without any progress. But how do I explain it? Do I explain it? Or do we just leave it as a plot gap? Or how do you plot hole? I know, that's the that's the essence of designing. You have to think about everything. So what we do like is that we should maybe write down when Orpling gets KO'd, comma, it has a time, comma, before it inactivates. Wild Orplings just fly back to their energy source. Also, if one Orpling is inactivated, do we have to spend all of this energy or just a fraction of it? Because it knows you already, it trusts you a little, at least. I guess if it was owned by you already, the cost is lower. And let's say, oh, I have it. Let's say if you don't have energy, there's a 50-50 chance that you lose the Orbling. If you put in energy, maybe let's say 1 energy, then it's 100% or maybe 2 energy, whatever. We can do it. But it should be less. Okay, so we still have the possibility that we soft lock us. Do I make a checker to see? Ah, okay, you don't have enough money to buy any Orplings. You don't have any Orplings because they all left. Do I then send in an Orpling as PT? Like, oh my god, this Orpling saw you in the gutter, you have nothing left, and he felt pity. So he's following you now. Imagine. I think I will not do that. Yes, I don't want the game to have a game over. If you go up, lose, you get kicked down to your temple again. You maybe lose your items, but you don't lose the game. There's no death. You might lose a little progress. I need to get rid of this soft lock somehow, in a fun way. Can I use this as story element? We will have a companion. What if the companion decides then to fight for us? For the time being, to get activation energy. Then again, why doesn't it fight to begin with? Oh my god! Neko, I have the fucking idea! I have it. Let's say all your orplings are deactivated, or you don't even have orplings anymore. What you have to do is now go up there without orplings and search for items you can sell. And you have to you have to beg for your life that no orpling touches you. So there is no soft lock actually. You can go into caves, find items, go back to base, sell them, buy an orpling, and use that orpling to get activation energy again. And use the activation energy to get your orplings back. And if you didn't have orplings anyway, you have to start over. You have to build your formation again from zero. That's because on you. If you released all your orplings, well, tough luck, buddy. No one told you to do that. I think this works. Makes it a little spicy. As in, now you're defenseless. If you're up there, they will kick your butt and you will lose the items you collected. Okay, so there's no soft lock. That's good, actually. I don't have to think about it. So when an orpling gets KO'd, it has time before it gets inactivated, whatever. When orpling gets inactivated, comma, it does not lose its stats and level, but if you release it or poker, comma, it might just go into the wild and you lose him forever. Where's the extension? I can't see it. Ah, I needed to click. Okay, but I'm missing something. I didn't write down something, I have the feeling. Ah, yes. When you try to activate an orbling that you already had, comma, you do not have to add as much energy for it to stay. Maybe with maybe you can also use some item like a favorite one or the like without using energy, etc. Okay, so we solved that thing. Wait, what did we... Ah, much. This is much, not much. Much. Okay. So we can do that. That's now a closed loop. Now back to our item usage. We can use health items, etc. to power up this thing without using energy, but I want to use any item we have to cast something. For instance, or for example, if I use something like a valuable, like a pebble we find somewhere, we can use it in this thing, and now it switches from this species to this species. And if we use another item, it now is not in this genus, it now is in this genus. So you could turn a tomati into a shroomy. And maybe there's a special item where you can change the elements of the orbling, making it to something super rare. This now brings me to the point where some orblings, if you level them up, they will get bonus status from their growth. And some of their status or stats grow faster than others. Let's say we have a tomati with offensive magic their intelligence, it grows very fast. Now I want to grow their defense stat. I go up, let it be killed, wait until he's deactivated. I activate it with a special item to turn it into a shroomy. And now I level him so my defense grows faster. I mean, it... Oh, hello. Hello, Mars and Raiders. How are you guys doing? I'm just designing some system here. Are you a fellow developer? I know, right? I love using Paint to document stuff. Yes, yes. Welcome, welcome. I am the monkey. Developing a game, and it's now day 270. Using Unreal Engine, but right now we are on Paint, but Unreal Engine is here. Well, my game is still very, very prototypey. But it's kinda... how to describe it? Don't get eye cancer now, but... essentially, you are some guy walking, and you can go up into the skies, where you are in some kind of island, and there are these things flying around. These are called orblings. They can land, and you can go to them, like in a JRPG, and then a fight starts. So we have a little arena here then, and you have your orblings, and there are orblings. They materialize now. And essentially there are different kinds of formations. Now we are in a fire formation, but we could, for instance, go to the waters formation, which can heal, or like the crystal formation to have a magic defense. As these guys have offensive magic too, we could do offensive thing, but I want to just skip this thing and kill them. But yeah, essentially you go in, fight these guys, get some XP and so on, and then you go down and you make your formations, you train your own orblings, give them other attacks and so on, and then you can play around with the formation. If you know Jade Cocoon 2, it is heavily inspired by that game. But yeah, I will cut this fight short and just skip it. You have your level system, whatever. This guy just leveled up. And then, this is now the one side of the islands, but the islands have always two sides, where you jump on the other side, and then there are more things to explore. For instance, there's maybe this cave you can go in. And then there's another fight here where you can get some new ability you can use for your things. I will not show that right now because it would take too long. But yeah, then you just walk around, explore. You can go to another thing, find the key to the exit, and then from the exit you come to another island, and then you climb to the heavens and then find out what's going on. Essentially that. So like Pokemon in complicated, I guess. But yeah, right now I'm thinking about how to design the obtaining of orblings, as in you walk around and then you pick up an orbling and then you have to bring it back, hatch it, and then you have an orbling you can use in your formation. So you are doing a horror game. And you have a Steam page already. Nice. Yes. It's basically a monster collecting game, what I'm doing right now. So what's your game about? What's the name? I guess when you have a Steam page, you probably have a name already. Variety? What do you mean? Well, we will see. Right now I'm aiming for 120, but that's a high amount and I don't know if I can do that. We will see. Right now I'm in the prototyping stage. If I see that I will not be able to do that many, then of course I have to cut things, but right now it should be 120. Or even more, I'm not sure. Of course. But maybe I can get some people to help me and so on. Right now I'm trying to make a prototype so I can communicate with others. Ah, I see. So, horror game. What kind of horror game? There are so many. What's your perspective, for instance? Is it like an ego shooter or observation duty? It says something. Ah, that Japanese game. Or was it a different one? Observation duty. Do you observe something? Let me Google it. Ah, that one where you have to find out with cameras what changed and then you have to report. Yeah, exactly. Yes, yes. Never played it myself, but I saw it 1 or 2 times. Well, that sounds like a fun project. Well, depending on what you're doing, it can still be crazy. Some games look small, but in the back end, it's really crazy. Yeah, that's healthy. Many devs always, how to say, recommend to keep things simple and finish a project. Ah, have I exit strategy already? Very good. But as I can see from your followers, you already have the marketing down. Yes. And if you get known, then you will probably also find people who can help you easier. What means quite some time. I mean, yes, I'm streaming also a long time now, but my view counts are always, I don't know, 3 at max. Ah, well, my project is now 1 year old. Like, when was it? I think around 20 days ago I started this project. Ah, nice. Yeah, I feel like since I'm always streaming in this category, no one actually comes, and game dev is, if you're a programmer, not really that exciting. So viewer retention is not that easy for me, sadly. Hello, agent. Yes. So how did you build up your viewership? What did you play? What did you do? Oh. Game dev has good viewers, but Twitch will hide your channel due to suggested tag only as default filter. I'm not sure I get the second part of the sentence. So these people are from another raid? Are you in my 2-view club? That would be funny. But yeah. Still struggling with views here. That's a refresher to have like 13 people looking here. I even wrote Unreal tag, which will show only with Unreal tags. Wrote it back in... I mean, I also have the Unreal tag on my channel, if you can see. Coding, Unreal Engine, Blueprints, Chill, and English. Yeah. Kinda be like that. I'm really not sure how you found me, Agent. I was guessing that you were one of the raiders. There we go. The tag. Well, maybe Mars bumped up my viewership, so I was a little higher up then. I don't know. I was just guessing that maybe I have to also stream games and then maybe try to find some games that people want to watch, but I never was able to find anything that would actually get me some views. I was always looking at categories that had many subscribers but not that many channels. But it's really hard to filter this. I cannot find any tool to make this visible. I can only see, there are many popular channels, but many popular categories, but if I go in there, I will just get buried. Struggle, struggle. Yes, that's why I was looking for not popular but followed categories where people are subscribed to it, but there are not enough channels. Or maybe I can go into the niche. Yeah. No, in just chatting I would have like 0 views. No one would find me. I would be just somewhere in the bottom. In the sea of channels. Yes. Well, in my case, I do know things in Unreal, but even then, no one is searching for a channel to, at least in my case, to actually ask questions. I could answer anything on programmer side, I would assume. Yeah. Steam page. I'm so far away from that. Oh well. So, okay. Where was I? I was thinking about how to use items to power up these orblings. And I was thinking about maybe there are some items can change species, which means if we add an item here, then instead of this branch, we would change to another branch, maybe just one below and one up. And there should be an item for change genus. So if we are in this genus, we might walk to the right or even to the opposite side or a specific one. First I need to focus on a thing or two from UE, so then I become a guru. Yeah, I guess. I think for the guru stuff, you need to do some edited YouTube videos, maybe. Yes. For instance, I am just uploading all my streams, but my streams are 1 to 3 hours, so no one watches them. And I don't have time or the skills to edit. Oh damn, you are full-time. Or if you're not full-time, you have no life. Holy shit. So are you full-time working on your project, or is this part-time? 6 to 8 hours? I see. Yeah, I can only spare 1 to 3 hours per day. I have a side job. How did you decide to go full-time? And you started 2 years ago? Or was it 2 years your channel? Okay. Let's say we add these items here. Do we then also power these? Maybe if we add items, we get new bars that we have to fill to get their effects. Ah, I see. I wonder at one point I have to YOLO too. But I don't know when. It's very scary. At least I need some kind of prototype in my case, because I need to start production somehow, and then if I need to hire someone, I'm not sure if I can do that without a job. What do you mean, agent? Use a benchmark. Ah. Do I then just add more energy? Depending on the item, we have different kinds of energy demands. So we said that we have like a maximum of 150. I need to keep that in mind, that I don't have more demand than the lowest level cap. So okay, we use an item that spawns this thing, and then we have to use that, which means if... I remember, you guys joined me when I was thinking about something. If an orbling gets inactivated in a fight, and I can then use it to change their species or even genus, if I want that to happen, I should add a way to make that easier. Because right now you would need to go up, lose an orbling in a fight, and then wait until it's deactivated, and then you can make something stronger out of it. That doesn't sound good. So let's say if orbling has reached merge. No. No. I mean, if it reaches merge, then I could maybe give it a function where it can be deactivated, but until it reaches that point, you could still just go and lose. So maybe without reaching merge. Orblings can manually be deactivated. Now this sounds bad though. If I deactivate an orbling, it feels like I'm killing it. And I don't want to have that kind of feeling in there. How do I explain this? In a way that it doesn't sound bad. Why would an orbling that trusts you or trust you, not trusted, willingly get deactivated by you? You mean like in Steam page and stuff? English is also not my native language. Maybe you hear a accent. I'm from Germany. Yeah, it depends. Some words are very heavily with an accent and some are normal. Yeah, I guess. How to make... Oh, Poland! Hello, neighbor! One of the languages where I cannot say I'm a little monkey. Something something Malpcom or something? I'm not sure. I forgot. I cannot read that. What is that letter? Oh no. Jestem Mala Malpka? I guess? No idea, man. I could use ChatGPT to translate though. Yeah, of course, or Google Translate, but nowadays I automatically go to ChatGPT for translation actually. It always has better translations than Google Translate. Ah, that's true though. Let me do that real quick. Translate. It translated from Polish to English to the same letters. Thanks, Google. Thanks. Oh well. So I need to solve this thing at some point. Some explanation. Ah, wait. Maybe we don't deactivate it. Maybe we don't have to add energy to it then. Because it's already energized, maybe we can just give it some items. Nah, man, you're not distracting. Of course, I'm not doing that much, but talking to you guys is... I see that part of the things I'm doing. Thanks, man. Thanks for stopping by. It was nice talking to you. Bye-bye. So, alright. Maybe orblings can be put into activation device does not need to be deactivated. You do not have to spend activation energy. But do I want that? I'm not sure if anyone is here who can talk. Neko, are you still there? I'm not sure. But how would you think? You have like this orbling, you fought with them for a while now. And now you have the option to change its appearance to some other species. Would you see that as something you want to do? So you can get some different stats. The old stats are still there. A little modified, of course, but the bonus stats you get from level ups you still have. So you can make more powerful Orplings and train them differently. Not like evolving. Evolving you already do. It grows and then you merge them into some different ability, but it's keeping its appearance. It's still the same kind of Orpling. So if your Orpling is strong with magic, it stays strong with magic. Just stronger if it evolves. But now you have the option to change its species. So now it's not that good with magic anymore, but with defense, for example. But all the levels you did, which it memorized with the bonus status, you still have. So all the bonus magic attack status, it still keeps. But that shouldn't be your concern. I'm more talking about sentimentality. You played with this Orpling for a while, and you care for it. Would you consider to change its appearance anyway? I mean, if someone plays with feelings, maybe they would never change the species even though there's an option, right? Not that it would matter. Then I have to think gameplay-wise and game mechanics-wise. Do I want the player to change the species on a whim? Do we lose anything if we do that? Do we lose levels? Do we lose merge levels? Do we even lose attacks? Oh wait, we might lose attacks actually. We might lose attacks actually, because let's draw our formation. We have the fire side, we have the water side, the earth side, and then we have the lightning side below it, the air side below it, and the crystal side below that. So if I am a fire Orpling here, I have the fire ability. Fire abilities can... fire Orplings cannot have abilities from air or crystal. They are grayed out, the slots. So if I switch the species from fire to air, and it has a fire ability, it will lose the fire ability. And if it had fire ability and earth ability, and I go to air ability, it will lose both of them. Okay, that's a good restriction. For instance, you cannot just switch. If you switch all around, you will lose all your abilities, all your hard-earned merged abilities. Do we lose anything else? I could make it so that you lose a percentage of your bonus stats. Maybe you lose them even if you fully inactivate. Maybe I should make a punishment for this. I should write that down. If Orpling gets inactivated or changes species genus, it might lose a percentage of bonus stats it built up by merging. So we could have an Orpling with merging level 5, but 0 bonus stats. That would be awful. But I guess that's the problem of the player. I mean, you shouldn't inactivate them to begin with. Do we lose stats when we change the species? Maybe we do. Maybe I don't want players to switch species around all the time. Maybe that's a good idea, actually. Maybe it is too OP to change it on a whim. Abilities can be lost if resulting species has no element slot for them. Okay, so with all of this, This seems to be a system that is actually working in my head right now. The only thing I still need though is 2 of the special cases. Now we can use 3 items to either power up or change the species or the genus. But I want to use items 2 to get super rare orblings. Now how do we do that? Because super rare for me would be, for instance, we have Tomati, which is fire element. But we do something with it, and it's not fire element anymore. You cannot find Tomatis in the element air in the wilds. You might find it in a tournament, but not in the wilds. You might find Tomati in water element, which is just a neighboring from fire. Maybe rare, but not super rare. So how do I make an Orpling super rare? Do I have special items? Do Orplings have a favorite food? Do I give them an offering and they turn into a extremely special Orpling? And how would I do this? Do they just turn into a super rare at a random pick? Or does it do it in a calculated way? And what kind of item would that be? If it's a super rare thing, it should be a super rare item. Hello, Abigail. When did you join? I think I saw you before, right? Not today, but some other day? Welcome, welcome. How was your day? I remember you. But I'm not sure if I want it to be that random. I would understand if it's random for some... It is hard to balance randomness, you know what I mean? I want to use a rare item and get something rare out of it. And I don't want to spend a rare item and get something super rare. And I also don't want to spend a super rare item to get something common. I don't want the user to feel they lost something, and I don't want to break the balance where things get overpowered. So maybe I do some kind of categories where things are... Certain items can change the elements, of an orbling. But depending of the rarity, it can change it to a common element change or a super rare element change. In the case of fire, common element changes would be the neighboring elements, which is water, earth, and lightning. And the super rares would be air and crystal, since they are the opposite. As in, fire is good against air, and crystal is good against fire. They are like nemesis of each other. So I need to find, when I do items, I have to add some kind of item that changes the elements. And depending on one kind of element, I need to add a percentage to succeed or fail. And some kind of element where it can succeed and fail and go to a super rare or something. Okay. So how do we... Now there is one more case I want to consider. We have 120 orblings, 12 genuses. You can get to them by switching the slots, by moving your orbling pointer to another one, even pointing to a specific one with items. But with these items and in the wilds, you cannot find specific genuses. I think I want 2 more genuses which are not part of the circle, which are the light and dark orblings. We have 2 fire, 2 water, 2 earth, 2 lightning, 2 air, and 2 crystal. But I want the corresponding color mix, which is white and black, to be also a genus. So we have some kind of special genus which is corresponding to dark side and light side. Do they then have a light side or dark side element? Am I overcomplicating things then? I think these things should be considered light side and dark side, but their standard element is for light side, fire, water, and earth. I think I should not break that. So does the special orbling... Can the special orbling be, if it's light side, also lightning, crystal, or air? Yes, please, do suggestions. I like ping pong. Maybe I will not call them some elements. But I want some kind of special orblings you cannot get with normal means to make them super rare. Maybe there's only one species on that branch. Depending on how I will do that. That would be... that would be 1, 2, 3, 4... 8 orblings more. That's not much. The orblings, they are your companions or your enemies. They are called orblings because they are flying and they are orbs. And they land and then they materialize themselves as orblings. Boom, like this one. This is a tomati. It's a tomato with bunny ears. It has the genus fruit, is a species tomati. For instance, this whole thing is a genus. And tomati would be this species. It would evolve from tomati to something stronger, to something stronger, to something stronger. But it would be still the species tomati. And this is a genus. This whole thing here is one of this kind. So we have 12 genuses. One genus has 10 orblings. Yes, that's the direction I'm going. You cannot find them in the wild. So you have to do it with this thing where you put it in the temple thing, and then you have to charge it with some kind of item. And depending on what kind of item you do, you have a chance to get one of the super rare genuses. I mean, I could consider something like that, to have some kind of buff if you're in the top side or lower side of the island, which is the dark side or light side. That's not out of the question. Some items change pointer to left or pointer clockwise or counterclockwise. Some change. Some jump somewhere. Some jump to specific genus. Some super rare items have a chance to go to super rare genus which is not part of normal orbling. Circle and wilderness. This is no problem. Have base. Okay. Light and dark, na. Some uplings get buffs from na. Maybe double dark orb gives a strong buff along with a debuff. I mean, the orblings do not have elements stacked on them. They are an element already. And there is no dark or light element as something to use. It's more like this. How to explain? Like this triangle. We have fire side, water side, earth side on one side, and if you flip it, you have the corresponding anti-color, which is for earth it would be crystal, and I draw it on the other side because if you flip it, it's on the left side. Then you have wind for water and cyan. Come on, cyan for fire. These are the opposite colors. As we can see here, if I have rot means red. 255. Grün means green. 0. Oh, sorry. I didn't want to press enter. So red 255, green 0, and blue 0. We get red, right? And if I add red, green and blue, we have the color white. So this side, the blue, green, red side is the white side, the light side. Now if we remove the red color, which is fire, here, if we remove fire and make the other two colors prevalent, then we get cyan, but couldn't show you. Then we get cyan, as you can see, which is lightning. And if we do 0, 0, 0 on all, then we get the color black, which is the dark side. Yes. So the anti-element from fire is lightning, from water is air, and earth is crystal. So top side is light side and bottom side is dark side. So the light side and dark side are not elements for themselves, but they correspond to the elements they are on the board. So if this special genus is light side, I will probably have some kind, maybe I will have 3 different species in there, which is fire, water, and earth. And for the dark side, I will have the other 3. And they are probably very strong, because they are special, they are super rare. You don't find them in the wild. Maybe they are like the dragon race or something. We will see. But yeah, we have 12 standards and 2 special now. And I think my design is complete now. I can use this thing to build something. I guess I need to make some tickets with this next time. And then I can start building the system. And what will I call the system? I called it in my title Orbling Obtaining System, which sounds awful. But I guess there is no other way to describe this. Oh damn, this will take long again. This is one of these systems which are very complicated to build. I have to build not only one system, I have to build a lot of things. I have to combine many things. I have to combine the items, I need to add the activation thing. I have to add the deactivation process when I go KO. Well, I guess this is the system. I'm not sure who is still there in the chat. I guess Neko, you're still there. I guess we did the designing now. So enable obtaining orblings, which you normally cannot. We have that. Resource spending to get what you want. We have the items and the activation energy. The gacha. Do we have a gacha? I mean, I have to design that when I come to it, but if I use some kind of item or to get the super rares, that would be a gacha. But I'm not sure if I even want gacha. So it is considered, but I have to choose if I wanted to include it. So design is there. Make tickets out of design is the next thing we will do. So Abigail, Neko, if Agent is still there, and all the raiders, thanks for tuning in. Everyone, thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. And I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.